Oh, little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. Little Jack Frost, get lost. You don't do a thing but put the bite on my toes. Freeze up the ground and take the bloom from the rose. So little Jack Frost, go away, go away. And don't you come back another day. There's lots of cold feet, all the lovers complain. You turned off the heat down in Lover's Lane. The bench in the park is all alone in the dark. So little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. Little Jack Frost, get lost. Well, I think I've sung that one before in a video, and now I've sung it again, so there you go. But it's that time of year when we're all getting kind of tired of winter and ready for spring and for outdoor activities like picnics and hikes and canoeing and whatever other things you like to pursue in the outdoors. So today's recipe is a dessert recipe, and it's one you can use now in the winter, plate it up and serve it to your guests as a very elegant little dessert, or you can do it in the summer as a more casual and yet sort of gourmet dessert. So let's get to it, all right? I'm going to move the camera so you can see what's happening down here on the counter. So what we're going to make today is, need a couple of spoons here because I forgot to get them out. A very simple and yet quite nice dessert. The first thing you're going to need is either soft serve cream cheese or softened regular cream cheese. I don't need the whole thing here, so work at it to get it out. You probably want about a cup, depending on how much you're making or for how many people you're making it for. But probably about a cup of cream cheese. I'm using the pre-softened, if I can get it to cooperate. And then you're going to want some jam. Now I'm using blueberry jam, and because my wife is diabetic, I'm using no sugar added. I happen to be using Schmucker's brand, but use whatever brand you prefer, and whatever flavor of berry you prefer. And you're probably going to want about a cup of that as well. And then you're going to want a fork and you're going to want to mix that together. Now the softer your cream cheese, of course, the easier that'll be to mix together. As you can see, this is jam, so you've got whole berries in it. I don't know if they make a blueberry jelly or not, but they may. If you could check into that if you prefer to use jelly and don't want the berries. You want to mix that together really well. And it's almost sort of like blueberry cheesecake. Try to get all the lumps out of the cream cheese. Now I'm not making a huge amount. If I was doing this for company, I would probably use the entire tub of cream cheese and the entire jar of blueberry jam. But because this is just for myself and my wife, I'm only going to make a small amount here. But again, you make it as you deem fit and as much as you want to make. You can kind of get an idea of the consistency there. All right, now we have that mixed together. We're going to take a waffle cone. And I'll just use this spoon here, save dirtying another one. And you're going to fill the waffle cone. Now you want to try and get it inside the waffle cone and not outside. But you want to fill that up about like that. And now I'm going to show you how to plate this. I'm using a big plate. You could use a smaller plate. But you might want to just sit it there. Now it's probably going to flow out a little bit, and that's exactly what you want. Now to keep it rolling around on the plate, you can use some chocolate syrup. This is the what they call shell, instant shell chocolate syrup. So you just use some of that, and that'll act like glue to hold your cone right on the plate. And this is Schmucker's Magic Shell chocolate syrup.
Now, once you've got that in there, then you can take your spoon and kind of scoop a little bit back out, and then take another spoon and put it in front. Sort of like a lava flow from the cone. There you go. See how that looks quite nice. Then we'll take a little bit of whipped cream. Now, you can make your own whipped cream. I'm cheating and using the pre-bought. Now I looked for mint leaves and I couldn't find any because it's the wrong time of year here. But you could now decorate that with some blueberries. Well, they're not cooperating here, but there you go. And then a nice mint leaf, and that would polish that off quite nicely. Now, if you wanted to fancy up a bit more, you could put a little cream cheese inside the cone. But it makes a nice little dessert. And you can see how the mint leaf would just set that off beautifully. So that's one way you can serve that. Now, let's say it's summer and you're having a barbecue or you're at a picnic. Well, you can pre-make this ahead of time and keep it in your fridge or in your cooler. And how you serve it at a picnic is you fill the cone. You don't want it on the outside there. And you don't want to fill it quite all the way to the top. So probably about like that. And then just put some whipped cream on the top. And you can stick a blueberry right on the top for decoration, and there's a nice little handheld dessert that you can enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed today's recipe. Like I say, it's quite easy to make. And the other thing you can do on this one that I forgot, although you'd want the chocolate syrup rather than the chocolate shell, but you could drizzle a little chocolate syrup over that as well, just to fancy it up a bit. But you can garnish it as you like. If you don't like blueberries, you could do this with strawberries, you could do it with raspberries, blackberries, loganberries, whatever kind of berry you have in your area that you enjoy. But there you have two nice little desserts. It's the same dessert, but just served two different ways. And I'm sure your family will enjoy it thoroughly. Well, that's our easy recipe for today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me on Friday for our shout-outs, story, and groaner of the week. Until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.